In this video, I want to contrast B2C and B2B marketing relationships. B2C is business to consumer or to customer, and B2B is business to business. We'll distinguish customers and consumers later, but for the moment we're going to look at this type of arrangement. One going to business, a relationship between business and business, and the other between business and the final user. Now, the difference between consumer and customer, so let's start with that. The key difference between the customer and the consumer, well, the customer, someone who makes a purchase of products and services from a shop, online, a business, or other customers. So a customer is someone who makes a purchase. That's a customer. Someone who makes the purchase. A consumer is someone who uses or consumes the product. So a customer might not be the consumer. For example, a customer purchases a perfume as a gift. However, the consumer will be the person who is gifted the perfume. So the customer is the one who buys the perfume, and the consumer is the person who uses the perfume. So different people. So we have a distinction immediately between customer and consumer. Often in the literature and in discussions, the two are used interchangeably, but it's worth noting that they are different. Now, marketing activities can be categorized into the following markets: business-to-business marketing, B2B, products and services sold to other businesses, for example, production and manufacturing organizations. So the output of one company might form the input of another company. So one company may make certain engineering components which are sold to another company and used as an input in their product. That would be a business-to-business relationship. But there are many examples of business-to-business relationships. Sometimes specialist machines are made for the farming community. So here is a business who's making a product that's sold to a business, sold to the farmer who's running a business. Business-to-business exchanges. We also have business to customer. Now, products and services sold to customers for their personal or domestic use, for example, clothes, food, toiletries, and so on. So business to customer means the product flows from the business to the final user. So the product, unlike business to business, where the product flowed from one business to another business, this one flows from the business to the customer, B2C. And the customer consumes or uses the product. Now, business to business marketing, well, in business to business, in this context, the customer is the business, not an individual. So it's business to business. It's not dealing with an individual customer, it's dealing with a business. So the goods are flowing from one business into another business. They're used as a part perhaps of the production process in the other business. This type of customer tends to buy goods on a large scale as part of their decision-making unit. For example, raw materials for construction. So typically the orders here are much bigger than would be the case if it was going to a customer, an individual. Individuals only buy what they need, whereas businesses buy what they need, but normally that is on a much greater scale. So the orders in a business-to-business context tend to be much bigger than in a B2C context. B2B marketing is focused on developing positive relationships with other businesses. So marketing in the context of B2B is trying to look at the marketing in a way which is really focused on forming relationships, forming business relationships with other companies. So let's look at the B2B and B2C marketing in a little more detail. First of all, B2B marketing. Well, B2B customers include multinational corporations that buy goods in large quantities. It could be government and associated agencies, for example, schools, hospitals, public service organizations. So they're buying on large scale from a business. It could be brokers and wholesalers who act as agencies and sell the goods to the end customer. So a wholesaler is a business. The wholesaler is buying perhaps from the producers, so it's moving from one business to another business. Then the wholesalers sell it on to the retailers, who are another business. That's again B2B, and the retailers sell the products to the customers, and that's B2C. Now, business-to-business marketing again. Well, business-to-business marketing is mainly focused on relationship building and gaining competitive advantage. They're trying to form relationships so that they are securing their supplies. The business is linked to another business. They're building up a relationship with the other business and securing their supplies. But they're also perhaps getting preferential treatment because they become good customers. One business linked to another business through the purchase of some items. And that may mean they get preferential treatment, as I said, and that would give them competitive advantage. Marketing efforts are made on personal selling to clients, unlike mass marketing for business to customer markets. So generally speaking, the marketing effort in a business to business relationship is made on much more one organization contacting another. It's personal, it's one-to-one. It's the marketing department in one company dealing with the purchasing department in another company. And by and large, the appropriate managers will speak to each other. Whereas in a business to customer relationship, there may be many customers, and the business does not know all of the individual customers. So there's no personal connection. Whereas with a business to business, as I said, the buyer in one company may know the marketing manager in the other company, so there is a connection. B2B marketing activity is aimed at developing a strong client base and a tailored plan for each client need. Effective supply chain management, ensure deliveries are made on time. So these are the type of things that would be important in a B2B relationship. They know that the supply chain is being serviced, and that one organization who's dependent on another will receive the goods on time, of the right quality, the right specification, the right tolerances, and it's a timely delivery of good quality. So the supply chain is effectively working. That's B2B. With B2C, then the business is linked to the customer, and they try to ensure that the products are in front of the customers and the customers are getting good treatment, good after-sales service, good marketing is implied throughout. But the company is dealing with many customers perhaps, and that means it's not the same type of relationship. It's a much more impersonal relationship. Now, business to customer marketing. Well, business to customer marketing is focused on delivering goods and services to customers. So it's flowing from the business to perhaps a whole range of customers. Business to customer marketing tends to adopt mass marketing techniques to achieve a wide customer base. With business to business, it's one-to-one, so it may be a phone call between each of the companies and perhaps a business meeting to arrange some exchange of goods or some contracts. But with business to customers, there may be many customers. So it's one to many, not one to one. With business to customers, one to many, and it's using mass marketing techniques. Different marketing techniques are used in business to customer to target different customer segments. So even though it's one to many, the business tries to narrow it down if they can by looking at segments, looking at their customer base and dividing it up by gender or by age group or by area in which they live, or trying to divide it up in some way. In other words, trying to take this mass market and make it into smaller segments so that they're able to tailor their marketing efforts at the individual segments. But it's not one-to-one. With business to business, it's probably done over a business lunch, or it may be done on the phone or over an email or whatever it is, but it's one-to-one, and there will be contact points between the buyer and the seller because it is one-to-one, and they're dealing with a very big contract. With the consumers, or the customers I should say, with the customers, they're only buying a small amount, and there are many customers, so the business cannot link to each of them. B2C markets include restaurants and food stores. A restaurant is a business, but there are many customers who use the restaurant. A food store is a business, but many customers may attend a food store. Clothing, jewellery, cosmetic companies. These companies are individual companies, but they may have many customers, so it's B2C. Car showrooms and companies. There is a business that sells a particular type of car. Many people may visit the car showroom, and many people may buy the car, so it's B2C. Online shopping in a modern context. There is the business that sells online, but customers may come from all over the world, depending on the product. And the service sector is much the same. They may link to individual customers, but by and large, if they're providing some services, they may supply the service to a whole group. Entertainers, when they have a concert, they entertain the whole audience. It's B2C. It's the business, the service provider, dealing with all of the customers. Business to customer marketing activity is aimed at converting customers into regular buyers through aggressive marketing tactics. I say aggressive, it means perhaps more vigorous tactics. In other words, marketing, contacting the customers, finding out their needs, their requirements, advertising the product, making contact with them in some way, using below the line techniques, trying to get word of mouth out about the product. So business to customer marketing activities are aimed at converting customers to regular customers, converting the wider customer base to regular buyers or regular customers. So in other words, they're trying to promote their business and to get some stability in the market, so that they're going to have return purchases over time. Customer desire to purchase is evoked through sales discounts, promotions and direct selling. They will encourage customers to buy. But also the status of the product and the desire to possess it. Some products are seen as high status. A particular car may be seen as a high status possession. So they will try to get people to purchase that car. But customers will want the car because it flags up that they themselves have done well in life. It's a symbol of their success. Also, emotional attachment to products and services. Sometimes products have been around for many years and customers like dealing with those products and having those products. It's a sign of tradition. It may be something to do with the seasons or with a family occasion. It may be something to do with Christmas or Easter or some religious holiday. Or it may be done on the basis of family traditions. But sometimes customers will be loyal to a particular company and a particular product. So we've got a clear distinction between business to business and business to customer, and that's what we were attempting to set out in this video. It's worth going back over the slides and making a note of the differences yourself and make sure that you understand the reasons why the two are quite distinct. But that's all we're going to deal with here, so we'll leave it at that and say thank you for watching.